my co-host Liam, and today we have a lot of interesting NFL signings that happened today. A lot of interesting topics about the NFL. But firstly, the man, the myth, the legend, Drew Brees has officially announced his retirement.
Yeah, that's right. Future Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees has
Abs-
called it a career.
Absolutely. No matter what, first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt in my mind.
20 years in the NFL, 15 years as a Saint. I mean, that guy, he gave it his all. Much
Yeah.
respect to Drew Brees. How old
What
is he? About, what, 42?
40,
Around
yeah,
there?
some 41, 42, around that age, yeah.
42. And I mean, he gave it his all, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was really rooting for him this year to hopefully win another one. Sadly, that didn't happen, but, he's a lot luckier than a lot of other quarterbacks that are of his caliber. At least he got to win the one.
That's true. What he did for the city of New Orleans in his time there is just remarkable. Like
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
something to talk
I
about
mean,
for
that's really their
years to
only
come.
sports team. So the
True.
fact that he was able to bring them sustained success is just major, honestly.
The fact that from his late 30s all the way into his early 40s, consistently making playoffs year in year out is not easy to do when you are that age.
And now, post-retirement, I believe he is going the Tony Romo route, and he's going to be an analyst for Notre Dame,
Notre
is what I
Dame.
heard. Notre Dame.
Wow. I
So
did not know
obviously
that.
that's not Monday Night Football, but Notre Dame is still pretty big.
That's still huge. That is one of the better college football teams in the
Oh,
nation.
definitely, yeah. Now, how do you think he's going to do that? You think he's going to slide right into the role like Romo did, or you
Of
think he's
course.
going to take some adjusting?
Nah, he's just gonna slide right in. Are you kidding me?
Because it's not an easy job. I know some people might think it is, but being an analyst or just a play-by-play guy, that's not easy.
No, I know, but he's a football guy with a football mind. I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be a good analyst too. Maybe I don't know about play-by-play, but analyst-wise, I think he'll be fine. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's gonna do what Tony Romo does though, where he predicts plays and all that, because I know a lot of people don't like that, but
I find it
we'll see.
interesting that
Yeah,
Tony
well, me
Romo's
too.
able
I
to
think that's
predict
pretty
a lot
cool,
of plays. Yeah. But
especially when
now,
he's right,
yeah, that's true.
which most of the time he is.
But now in New Orleans, all the pressure is now on Taysom Hill, and to see if he can carry this team to another playoff spot again, because now all the pressure is on his
Doubt it.
shoulders.
Doubt it.
You don't think they're making playoffs?
No way.
You don't think so?
No way. That
Oh.
that team is gonna fall apart.
I
I'd
know, but
say
they're not in
I'd say
one.
if they do make playoffs, they'll lose in the wild card. If they do.
They're
And
not in
then,
that good of a division though. I mean, the
yeah,
Bucks are
that's
gonna
what I'm.
run
All
away with
right.
that division, but
Well, yeah.
I think they have a
That's what I'm
second.
saying.
I think they have a second
They
seed
can,
on lock in
sure,
that division.
they can get into the wild card, but I think after this year, we will not see the New Orleans Saints in the playoffs for 5 years. That's my prediction
That's
right
that's a
there.
that's a that's a decent. I'd say that's a respectable decision
I think
for
that team's going to fall
prediction.
apart because I don't think Taysom Hill, with his fake contract, is really going to live up. I don't even know if there's really any hype around him,
There's
but
no
if there
hype.
is hype around, all right, there's no hype. But I don't think I don't know. Do you remember when the Dolphins, like, there was rumors that the Dolphins weren't really behind Tua too
Yeah.
much?
Yep.
I think that's what is going to happen with Taysom Hill. I don't think the team's going to be around him, and I don't think. I mean, I don't think as a free agent I'd want to play for their team that's not behind their quarterback. So
That's sure. The
there'll be a
quarterback.
mass exodus in New Orleans. I
It's good.
think.
It's especially gonna be a big change because there has been a quarterback there running that team for 15 years, and
Exactly.
this year coming up, the quarterback's not gonna be running that team.
And who knows if Taysom Hill is really a leader? It's not like he took Drew Brees' job. No, Drew Brees pretty much handed it to him.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't do it. He didn't show leadership skills to say, okay, this is the guy. No, they they're forcing him to become the guy unless they decide to draft a quarterback this year. But in the draft, but I don't see that happening.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. All right.
Yep,
Our first very big signing is Gronk re-signing with the Bucks for 1 year. I think it was 10 mil.
looking to run it back.
Yep. Honestly, they have a very good shot with because they're keeping a lot of those players. Very good shot of
What do you think the
going back.
chances are if we see a Chiefs Bucks rematch? I think it's
I
pretty
think it's
high.
very possible.
I think that's probably the favorite. Honestly, I could totally see them running it back.
Yeah, because right now, the NFC, the Seahawks have gotten worse. Russell Wilson is just, I don't know what
Who knows what's
him.
going on with him? He might not even be on the Seahawks by the time the season rolls around.
Yeah,
I think he will,
his
but
relationship with Seattle and their organization right now is not the greatest at all.
I think they'll be fine. I think, once you host the Kids' Choice Awards, you can get through anything. So I think they'll be fine.
But yeah, I think the Bucks are gonna completely run up the NFC.
I think so
It's
too.
between them and them and the Packers.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers, the only way they keep it close is if Aaron Rodgers plays the MVP for him again, like he did last year.
That's gonna be tough to match because he
Oh,
had one of his
definitely,
better
especially at
seasons
his
last
age.
year.
Oh yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Did anyone expect him to win MVP last year before the season started? Because
That's
I
true.
didn't.
I thought it was gonna
So
be
why not?
Mahomes.
Yeah, me too. So who says he can't?
That's true. That's true. You're right. Our second big signing is Corey Davis to the Jets. 3 years, 37-ish, 36-ish mil. As a Jets fan, as myself, I'm extremely happy with this signing because not only do we need help with wide receivers, let's just say we somehow keep Darnold and we don't get Watson, and we're not gonna be starting either Zach Wilson if we draft them or Justin Fields if we
Mm.
draft them. Corey Davis is an absolute unit at wide receiver. He catches anything that goes his way. He was the second. I know AJ Brown was the best wide receiver on the Titans last year, but Corey Davis it was a close second, and he was putting up numbers when no one thought he would. He went off last year.
Yep.
I like the stuff he was doing in Tennessee were actually insane. If AJ Brown wasn't on that Titans team, he would have made the Pro Bowl without a doubt in my mind. He was just a unit. He almost reminds me
I,
of sort of like DK Metcalf.
okay. Yeah, I got to be honest. I really don't know much about Corey Davis, but I've been told by sources that this is a pretty good signing. Because
Oh,
I
it's
have
it's
many
an
inside
insane
sources.
signing. Any
So
offensive help that the
I don't
Jets can
know.
get right now is
Yeah,
is
you
good.
know what? That's a good point. They really need anything they can get. And also, let me just say, as a Jets fan, before this Corey Davis signing, I would be pissed by what the Patriots are doing. I
Yeah.
mean, Jesus Christ, Bill Belichick is not messing around. I think everyone knows that guy does not like missing playoffs, and clearly he's showing it right now. He
Oh
is
yeah.
not messing around. I don't know about that Cam Newton signing. I know it's very incentive based, but oh man, he just sucked last
Oh,
year.
he
Honestly,
was
he really did.
god awful.
If I was the Patriots personally, I would have drafted a quarterback because I don't really think they have the capital to trade for Deshaun Watson. But
Oh, of
I
course
would have
not.
drafted a quarterback.
I mean,
Honestly,
it would have been tough drafting a quarterback because I don't know what pick they have, but I'm telling you now, they wouldn't have gotten
I'm
one of the
sure
top
Zach
five
Wilson and
quarterbacks.
Justin Fields, neither of them would have gotten to their pick. Honestly, I'm
Yeah,
sure they
no.
both would have been gone by then.
Yeah, no. It would have been. Yeah, I feel like honestly, Cam Newton re-signing him was the safe bet. That wasn't a risky
They
bet. That
could
was
have
a
traded
safe bet.
for Garoppolo. That wouldn't have been bad.
They would have had to give up a lot for Garoppolo. Garoppolo's worth a
I
lot to
don't
the
know. Do you think
49ers.
you think so?
Yes, I absolutely do think so.
Now, do you think that they may use Cam Newton? Do you think that Cam Newton will be their guy in Week 1? Or do you think they might use him to trade? Since his contract is, like we said, very incentive based,
Mm,
so it's really not that much of a haul when you think about it. So if they were able to ship him away to a bad team, like I mean, I know, I said this probably is impossible, but if they were to ship him away to like a bad team like the Texans, he's probably not reaching those levels he needs to get the incentive money. So I don't know if they were able to ship him to the Texans. Obviously, just it would have to be more than Cam Newton.
yeah.
But if they were able to send him to the Texans for Watson, I don't know, man. I think the Patriots are your favorites again to win that division.
It's gonna. I wouldn't say the favorites win that division.
Who would you say then? The Bills?
The Bills. The
I
Bills
don't
are
know,
just
man.
gonna run it back
This
again.
Look at how many. Yeah, but you saw how many people the Patriots lost due to COVID.
No, I
All
know.
like they'll have all those guys back, and I think they gained 4 starters today. Just
They,
today, 4 starters. That's insane.
I
So
agree.
I personally I think even though I don't think it's gonna happen, if they do somehow find the way to trade for Deshaun Watson, I think they win that division.
It would yeah it would come down to a Patriots Bills shootout, but I still see the Bills winning that division.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes, the Patriots did get a lot of starters today, but it's just a matter of the fact that the Bills have just better starters than the Patriots right now. Period. That's just
That's
it.
fair.
Um,
That's fair.
but Patriots, they're not messing around. They want to get
Oh.
back into their winning ways.
Mm-hmm.
They're not used
Mm-hmm.
to being an under 500 team.
Is the Patriots dynasty over just yet? Who
Yes.
knows?
Yes.
Yeah, Damian says yes.
Yes. It's over.
Is that the opinion of an unbiased Jets fan?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Third good signing was Yannick Ngakwe. That was an insane signing. That guy is an absolute tank of a player. And when he was on the Jaguars on that insane 2017 run, he was unstoppable. He did not let anybody pass them at all, not in the slightest. He
Yeah,
was a tank.
I don't really have much to say about this signing because up until a half hour ago, I never heard of this guy.
Yeah,
So,
and the Raiders definitely need help on their D line because let's just say their defense was just not good. It sucked last year. Their defense let them down.
hmm
And the fact that he's only 25, that's huge. That's insane.
yeah, that's solid.
It sucks that's an undisclosed contract and we can't see how much he's getting paid or how many years it was, but just the fact that they got him, that's a positive in its own.
That's weird to me. Undisclosed contracts. Why is that? Why is that exactly a thing?
I don't know, but it has to do with privacy reasons, obviously, but
I guess, but I mean, I think when you're, a professional athlete like that, you sort of void the right to keep your contract private, in my opinion. But
true.
obviously, that's not the opinion of the masses when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah. And the final signing of today was Nelson Aguilar to the Patriots. See, he was good. This is I have a lot of mixed feelings about Nelson Aguilar. He was good on that Eagles team that won the Super Bowl, but like when he was on the Raiders, he was the textbook definition of average. Like as average as you can get. Like he was putting up like he totaled like 900 yards with I want to say like 8 or 9 touchdowns, which is the 8 or 9 touchdowns part is pretty good, but
Uh-huh.
like those are some very average numbers. But what the Patriots wide receivers were doing last year, dealing with Cam, any wide receiver that they can sign is just gonna be a positive
Yeah.
because that Patriots offense last year was pathetic. It really was. It really. Oh,
Yeah.
new signing that happened just now. Bud Dupree's
Oh,
going to the
breaking
Titans.
news.
Yep. It's a multi-year contract. Doesn't say how many years, but it's 16.5 million a year, depending on how many years it is. We'll figure that
Okay,
out
okay.
soon. But a very solid linebacker, very solid. Actually, kind of like he is a brick wall. He is the living, breathing definition of a literal brick. And
hmm
he has hands, so if he needs to play the line, he can.
Yeah.
And if he needs to pass rush or run block, he's able to do either or.
Okay.
But I think those are the main signings of today. I think it's now time to move on to some hockey, to some NHL action.
All right. Well, honestly, I want to get right to the Rangers right now because the bread man is back,
Yes,
ladies and
sir.
gentlemen. He's back. And right now, it's the end of the second period. 3-3, Rangers Flyers. And the bread man has 3 points tonight. He's got a goal and 2 assists.
Yes,
He
sir.
is on fire. Got an assist in the last game he played in his return against Boston in the 4-0 shutout victory. I
Yep,
mean, Rangers fans, gotta be good to have this guy back.
absolutely.
The carry of the offense, in my opinion. And hopefully he's able to rally this team a little bit because, oh boy, have they been average.
Yep.
Average. And honestly, going into the season, I expected a hell of a lot more than average. I expected playoffs, personally. But I don't know if that's going to happen now. But like I said, if Panarin can turn this offense around, hopefully gets Zibanejad going a little bit. Kreider's just been honestly the only consistent player in the Rangers, in my opinion,
That's
so far
true.
this season.
Well, Adam
And Adam
Fox.
Fox, and Adam Fox, and Adam Fox. But other than that, and of course, the Islanders riding their 9-game win streak. That's okay. Ridiculous, honestly. I don't know how they're doing this.
Well,
But
I can tell you exactly how they're doing this. It's called the Buffalo
what do you got?
Sabres and the New Jersey Devils.
Okay, that's not the only teams they played. It's 9 games. You got to give them credit. I know you're a Raiders fan, but you have to give the Islanders credit. I
Okay,
mean,
their last 9 games. Ready? Devils, Devils. Uh, okay, they won. They won against the Bruins in a shutout. I'll give them that.
uh huh.
Sabres.
Okay.
Sabres, Sabres, uh, Devils, Penguins. Okay. So
All
out of
right. So
9 games, they versed seven. The 7 games they were supposed to win, and they won those 7 games. I'll give them that, and I will give them that they did beat the Bruins in overtime, and they did shut out the Penguins. But like,
I
come
don't think you're
on,
being fair at all right now.
you don't think so?
I'm not even an Islanders fan, and I don't. I think you're really underselling this 9 game win streak.
I know what they're doing, and what they're doing is great, but like, come on, you're telling me that if they were versing
Come
the
on, what?
You're telling me
Why
if they were
not?
versing the Capitals, let's just say they went on a 9 game stretch where they were only versing the Capitals, Bruins, and Penguins. You're telling me they'd still win those 9 games?
Why not? Tell me why not. Have you seen the way they've been playing? Tell me why they wouldn't be winning those
Well,
games. They beat the Bruins. They beat the
they beat
Penguins.
the Bruins in
That's 2
overtime,
playoff
okay,
teams right there.
and they
I
beat the
don't see
Penguins.
why not.
I'll give you that they shot out the Penguins. I'll give you that. But
So
they
what's the problem? They could beat anyone in that division right now. They could beat the Flyers. They could beat the Rangers. They could beat the Devils. Clearly, they could beat the Sabres. Clearly, they beat the Bruins. They beat the Penguins. I'm pretty sure they haven't lost to the Bruins this season. As a matter of fact, Capitals. All right, there you go. There's your one struggle team right there. They haven't faced them yet in this 9 game win streak. So who knows? Maybe when they face them, it comes to the end. Comes to the end, especially with sadly the captain Anders Lee out for the season.
Yep.
So that's a big blow. That's a big blow. Now, do you think they're going to replace, or not replace, but temporarily give someone else to see? Or do you think they're just going to roll with 3 alternates?
They're just gonna run with 3 alternates. I feel like.
Yeah, probably. Because Anders Lee is such a great captain that who could replace him?
Yeah.
Matt
Oh.
Barzell.
Yeah. I know you're not a fan of Anders Lee.
It's not that I'm not a fan of Anders Lee. It's just such a weird choice. What a downgrade from Jonathan Tavares.
Yeah, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Actually, the Islanders versus the Capitals tomorrow, so we'll see how that game goes.
Yeah, we will.
We will.
But I would like to talk about an even more impressive streak, in my opinion. It's a 10 game streak. And let me tell you, it's some of the worst hockey I've ever watched. I know these past 2 weeks I've crapped on the Buffalo Sabres a lot, but oh boy, in their last 10 games, they are 0, 8, and 2. 8 regulation losses, 2 overtime losses. In the last 10 games, they've gotten 2 points.
Yep.
How? How is that possible? I know Jack Eichel's out right now for the foreseeable future. Apparently, it's not season ending, but let's face it, the season's already over for the Buffalo Sabres. So, really, who cares?
Yeah.
Taylor Hall, probably going to be traded. I know it was Jack Eichel at the start of this, but honestly, Taylor Hall should be dealt.
Yep.
Because he, brutal. Brutal. I think that guy's a cancer to any locker room he plays in personally, but
Ooh, okay.
I mean, look at what he's done. He was with the Oilers. They sucked. Then he went to the Devils. They sucked. Then he went to Arizona. Pretty sure they lost in the play-ins and they were riding high before they acquired Taylor Hall at the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's with Buffalo, and I know Buffalo sucked last year too, but oh man, this is Detroit Red Wings level
This is a
of
whole
last
level
year.
of awful.
Like, when you can somehow take the attention away from Detroit for being this bad, that's impressive. It's sad too, but it's impressive.
I know there's still like just under 2 months left in the season, but I wonder if people are gonna start getting into the talks of what team was worse, last year's Red Wings or this year's Sabres.
Oh man,
Personally,
that's
I
a
still
tough
think it would be
question.
the Red Wings from last year, but like the Sabres are right there, and that's not where you
Personally,
want to be.
I go the other way. I tilt the other way. I'm gonna say the Sabres of last year, just because I think personally, on paper, I think the Sabres have a much better team than the Red Wings did last year. And I think that the Red Wings of last year performed how people expected them to. I mean, the Buffalo Sabres this year, though, severely underperforming.
Oh yeah.
And also, I think a little win streak that's been flying under the radar, the Hurricanes are riding an 8 game win streak.
Yeah, they're first in
Haven't
their
really
division
heard.
now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep. Yes, they are. Taking over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Who would have expected that? But 8 game win streak for the Carolina Hurricanes. Very impressive.
Yeah,
Very impressive.
that is actually very impressive.
Nothing too exciting going on in the Western Division right now, as you'd expect. The Golden Knights are still in first, but the
Yep.
Minnesota Wild have gotten hot recently.
They
I
are
will give
so
them that.
underrated.
I don't like the Wild personally, but they've gotten hot. And another team that's starting to get hot, but it might be too late. The San Jose Sharks are riding a 3-game win streak, but might be a little too late for that, considering how that division's doing right now. But if, LA starts to fall a little bit, if the Blues start to fall a little bit, you could see the Sharks maybe sneaking into a playoff spot, because right now I think that top three is locked. I don't know the specific order it'll wind up in the end, but I think it's going to be Golden Knights, Wild, Avalanche, and then you'll have one more team competing for that spot.
Yeah.
Probably comes down to either the Blues, Kings, Yotes, Sharks.
In my personal
And then in the
opinion,
North,
I feel
what's
like
up?
it'd be the Blues.
Probably. It probably will be, but right now they're riding a 4-game losing streak, so you never know.
You never know.
Anything can happen. Anyways, in the North Division, the second most boring division in hockey right now, excuse me, that's the West Division. Maple Leafs aren't doing too hot, riding a 2-game losing streak. Jets won, I think last night they won. The Flames are actually riding a 2-game win streak, but in my opinion, still severely underperforming.
Correct.
Who knows if they're going to make playoffs? They really might not, and I think that's sad.
That's sad.
Can't let the Canadians make playoffs over them. Sorry, just can't happen. Anything else you want to add to the standings?
No, I think we covered that pretty good. So
We don't
far.
really have to talk. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you.
All right. Well, I was just saying we don't really have to talk about too much of the games, but there is one thing I do want to talk about.
Yep.
The Sabres' losing streak will be extended to 11 games, I believe, because right now they are losing 5-0 to the Capitals
Yep.
with 7 minutes and 20 seconds
Nope.
in the third period.
My boy Nicholas Backstrom.
What a
with goal.
joke! What a joke! This team is a joke. Sell the team. What a joke! Get rid of Buffalo entirely. Move them to Quebec. This team is an embarrassment. When you have the Seattle Kraken ranked higher on the power rankings than you, your team is a joke. That is terrible. I feel bad for all Buffalo Sabres fans if there's even any left, personally.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this is just embarrassing.
Yeah.
And the Rangers have taken the lead as well.
Yes, they have. Kevin Rooney scored. Big hype.
Who is that?
Don't worry about it. Just know that he's a goat and that he's just scored.
Oh, okay, great.
All right. Going into fantasy hockey for just a hot second. Someone that's been putting up numbers that's been flying under the radar recently, in my personal opinion. Ooh,
What do you got?
honestly,
What, you didn't even know what you were going to say?
nah. Honestly,
Okay.
I'd have to get. Tom Tatar has been playing out of his mind in his last couple games. I'll
Sure.
give him that. He started off this
What about-
season completely awful.
What about
but he's-
Zucchini? Zook. What about him?
Zuccarello, oh my god. He's been going off. You were hating on me for picking him up. When,
I was not hating on
No,
you.
you were.
I just thought there were better options out there, personally.
Well, look where I'm at
But
now.
you proved me wrong. You proved me wrong,
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you.
Yeah, you proved me wrong, Mr. 4-5 record. Yeah, I'm sorry.
As that was a low blow. Dang. But as the GM
Yep.
myself picking up Matt Zuccarello, that might be one of my better pickups this year in fantasy.
hmm
But I'll take it. I'll definitely take it.
And we did have a trade go down in our league today. Tyler Myers was traded for Nick Schmaltz. Oh boy. Personally, I think the team that got the team that got Tyler Myers won that one.
Oh, absolutely.
But- And that's up for the jury to decide, I guess.
I actually got a
But
trade
Nick
offer yesterday, right? For this
Oh,
one,
yeah?
you're gonna laugh at this. Ready?
Go ahead.
Ivan Provorov for Nick Schmaltz.
hmm Oh boy.
And I have Ivan
Well-
Provorov.
Luckily he got oh boy. Luckily he got Nick Schmaltz off his team because it seems very obvious that he wanted him out, but
I've never declined a trade faster
Yeah.
in my life.
no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Like, you think I would actually do that? Like, come on, I'm not that dumb. Come on.
Well, we'll give a little standings check quick. Right now I'm in first place in my division.
Yep.
I'm sitting at 8-1. And David, you were in third in our
I'm in third.
division, tied for third in our division.
Yep. I'm trying to
Sitting at
make a
4
late
and
playoff
5.
push.
It's gonna be tough right now. We got a strong division,
Yep.
but anything's possible. There's still a few weeks left.
Yep.
Now, with baseball right around the corner, April 1st, opening day. You know what that means, right, Damian?
Fantasy baseball.
Fantasy baseball is starting soon. And I want to know, what do you think your top five picks would be? If you're, let's say you got, what would your top five picks be? For any
Like the top
listeners
five
out there
players I
looking.
would want on my team if they were still available.
No. I'm saying like top five, like first round picks, like who should go
Oh,
first,
okay.
second, third, fourth, fifth.
Okay. First, probably. See, I don't know how the scoring exactly works. I kind of forgot from last year, but I'm assuming pitchers give the most points. So
But you
I'd
got to
give.
think they don't play. They only play every
That's
like
true.
fifth game.
That's true. But I still think a pitcher would go first, and I think it would be Jacob DeGrom.
I think
I
so.
think.
Okay.
Um, I'd probably then go along the lines of ooh, that's tough. Maybe like if Juan Soto can recreate what he did last year, definitely Juan
Which I
Soto.
think he definitely could. There's been plenty of MLB predictions out there I've seen that have him winning NL MVP, and I don't doubt it.
Um, probably no bias here, but maybe Garrett Cole, maybe I don't know. Again, I
Okay.
don't know
Yeah.
how
No.
the
No. No.
fantasy points
Yeah.
work. Um, ooh, this is tough. You're actually making me think here.
That's what we do here.
Ooh, I don't personally think Freddie Freeman will have the year he had last year.
It's fair.
I don't think that will happen. Do I think Christian Yelich will have a bounce back year? Well, obviously he will have a bounce back
Well,
year, but
I think he's gotta.
will it be MVP caliber? I don't know.
Maybe not.
In my in my in my mind, no. In my heart, I hope he does. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
You don't think he's gonna have a bounce back year? You don't think he's
No,
gonna be
he's gonna
MVP
definitely have a bounce
caliber?
back year. I just don't think he's gonna have a year where he'll be in the top three MVP talks.
I mean, you look at how stacked the NL is nowadays. I mean, it's going to be hard for him to be in the after the last year. He's going to need to have a
Same
major
thing
bounce
with
back.
Cody
Same thing for
Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger.
Yep.
Yep.
I will give it to Cody Bellinger though that he did start to pick it up as the
He
season went
did,
on.
especially in playoffs as well.
Yep. But just the NL just got a lot of better this year.
Oh yeah, I mean Tatis is starting to grow to form.
Yep.
Same with Juan Soto. Same with Acuna. Francisco Lindor has joined the NL.
Yep.
Mookie Betts has joined the NL. I mean, the NL is stacked right now. No offense to the AL, but I don't think they can compete right now.
No, absolutely
Personally.
not. Absolutely not.
All right, so what is that? Who do you have? Three right now. You have DeGrom,
I have DeGrom,
Soto,
Cole,
and
Soto.
Cole.
Um, I'm gonna go for a little out there pick. Just a little out
Out
there.
there pick. Okay.
George Springer.
Jesus, George Springer before Mike Trout.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I honestly, I've had a little
Okay.
bit of a brain fart. Mike Trout,
Yup,
I'm
little bit,
sorry.
little bit.
Mike Trout, I hope you're not listening to this.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
Well, just in case.
If he
Mike
is, we have
Trout.
a problem because you just put George Springer before Mike Trout.
Well, okay. Well, I'm
Oh
gonna have to
boy.
go.
Next, you're gonna say Aaron Hicks.
No, okay, no, I'm not. No, absolutely not. And then I'm gonna go DJ LeMahieu.
Okay, that's fair.
Who would you put in your top five?
All right. Well, for me personally, my number one is Mookie Betts.
Okay.
I mean, that guy, defensively and offensively, he's just a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I'm going Mike Trout.
Yep.
I mean, I know maybe fantasy wise he's not the best, but I think in terms of consistency, that's someone you can always rely on.
Yes.
And that's what I
Absolutely.
want. I want consistently. I don't like being risky, especially with my first round pick, you know?
Absolutely.
Number three, I'm going the pitcher route. I'm going to go with the best pitcher in baseball, Jacob
Oh, here we
DeGrom.
go.
I won't get into any of that, though.
Nope. Now's not the time. We'll wait until the season
Number,
starts.
yep. Number four, I'm going to go with Juan Soto.
Okay.
Probable NL MVP, in my opinion.
Yep.
And then number five. I'm deciding between two. Do you want to
Let's
do you
hear
want to
it.
take a guess
No, let's just hear
which
it.
two I'm deciding between? All right, I'm gonna make my executive decision that I'm gonna go with Ronald Acuna Jr. at number five.
Was the other one Garrett Cole?
The other one was Garrett Cole.
Okay, that's what I was figuring.
But personally, I'm gonna go with Acuna.
Yep.
Now I have another fantasy baseball question before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your biggest, just one, your biggest fantasy baseball bust. Someone that won't have the production they had last year, fantasy baseball wise.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I know you said Freeman, but do you think it's going to be that much
No,
of
it
a
won't be that big of
regress?
a fall off.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I have a good answer.
Go ahead. What I
He is
want to
on a
hear.
decent team.
Okay.
He is going to be on a playoff team,
Okay.
and I do think his stats are going to dramatically fall off.
Dramatically.
Yes.
Is this guy an award winner from last year?
Yes.
Is it Trevor Bauer?
That is not Trevor Bauer.
It's not Trevor Bauer.
It's
Is
not.
it Shane Bieber?
It's not Shane Bieber.
Yeah, you're right. The Indians aren't making playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, he's an award winner from last year
In the AL, made
in the
playoffs.
AL. Who won the AL MVP? Oh, Abreu?
I think Jose Abreu is not going to be good at all next year. That's a
That's a
bold
solid
prediction,
pick. That's
but
I don't think that's that bold.
it's decently bold considering the fact he only won MVP 5 months ago.
You're right. You're right. But come on. I don't think I like Jose Abreu. I actually really do, and I personally still think he's underrated. But it's hard to replicate an MVP season, no matter who you are, unless your name is Mike Trout.
That's true.
It's very hard to do that. That's why when you see guys win two MVPs, especially consecutively or within like I'd say 3 year time period, it's very impressive.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, who do you think? Who do you think's gonna have the biggest fall off?
Well, my biased opinion, I do want to say Trevor Bauer, but I'm not gonna say Trevor Bauer. I'm gonna be nice,
Okay.
okay? Personally, I'm gonna say Max Scherzer is going to
Ooh.
start his old age. I think is going to finally start to catch up for Mad Max,
Okay.
and I think he will be in the ballpark of a 4 ERA next year.
Wow. Okay.
That's just my personal opinion. Oh, breaking news: the Capitals have scored again. The Buffalo
Six
Sabres still
nothing.
suck.
Oh
Anyways,
my gosh.
I don't really know if Max Scherzer is that big of a, fantasy pitcher, but actually, I'd say he is. He pitched for strikeouts a lot, personally. I
He
think he
does.
does. But I'm sure he'll still have decent strikeout production, but I just don't think his ERA will be there, and I think he'll give up a lot of home runs next year. Even though I know they're deadening the balls a little bit, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just not very confident in his old age. I think it's going to finally catch up with him.
He did. He was also letting a lot of runners on base. He would be getting out
Yeah,
of, I'd say, 90% of the situations he'd be getting himself in, but he was still letting players on base.
yeah, and this might be a little bit of a wild take, but I'd say that Max Scherzer is probably the X factor of that Nationals team because I think Juan Soto and that entire lineup are pretty solidified, except for maybe like Josh Bell and Schwarber, who kind of got to prove themselves again.
Yep.
But I'd say the rotation is really the X factor, especially Strasburg and Scherzer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The last topic in MLB I want to talk about, especially because it's near and dear to my heart, is Zach Britton having to have surgery, which I am so mad about. With the Yankees can't catch a break with going one off season without someone getting hurt right before the season starts. It happens every year, but we live with it. He will miss I think first week or two of the maybe like, honestly probably first 2 weeks of the season, but
I think it's going to be more than that.
no, no, no. I think he's only gonna
I've
be
been
out.
hearing more.
No, I think he's only gonna be out for okay. So maybe like I think he's gonna be back by
I've
like
been
the
hearing
middle
like
end
the
of
first
April.
month of the season.
You think?
That's what I've been hearing. I don't think there's a full timetable of his return yet. The worst I've heard is like Memorial Day weekend.
No, I don't think it's be that
That's
long.
the worst I've heard.
I
I think if everything goes well, though, I think the soonest we see him is
I
like
I
end of April,
I was all right.
month after the season
Cause
starts.
I was seeing stuff like when did he get hurt? He got hurt over the weekend, right? He got hurt Friday,
I
Saturday,
think Friday.
Friday. Yeah, and he already had surgery, so that's good.
Yep.
But I was seeing anywhere of a timetable from like a month to a month and a half. So
Yeah. All
honestly,
right.
yeah, I'll give it. Yeah,
I
hopefully
put I
by
put
like
him at the end of
April
April.
20 something, he should be back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he will miss the first 3.5 weeks, but
Fingers crossed he continues. Excuse me, not goes back to. Continues to be the form he's played in recent years.
absolute dominance. Yeah, I hope nothing switches with him with that surgery, cause Lord, do we need help
Yeah. Because
in our
that's a big
bullpen?
blow to the bullpen.
Yep, he is a
Yeah. I
top
mean, it's a
two
good thing.
bullpen pitcher right now in
It's
our
a good thing
bullpen.
they signed. It's a good thing they signed Justin Wilson, though.
Of course,
It's a good lefty replacement in the pen.
that's very true. That's very true. We don't have that many lefties in our bullpen at all.
Now, before we move on to the NBA, since I believe that's it for the MLB, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
We did forget to cover one not little, significant topic in the NHL. The Blues goaltender,
Yep.
Jordan Binnington, signed a contract extension. 6 years, $36 million.
I was
All
actually.
right,
Let me just chime in real quick.
go
I'm
ahead.
very shocked that this extension happened at the time that it did, considering the fact like a week earlier he fought everybody on the ice because he let up like who knows how many goals to the Sharks. I'm very
Yeah.
shocked that that contract happened that quickly after, but if it was only 6 mil a year, then I guess that makes sense. But I was shocked.
All right. Well, here's my thing. I'm surprised, but at the same time, I don't. I don't hate it. I really don't.
No, I don't hate it
Now
either.
I know people are saying, oh, Binnington, ever since his rookie season, he's digressed in every goaltender like stat. Let's be real. His rookie season, he carried his team to the Stanley Cup.
That's true.
That's not very easy to replicate. Let's calm down. It's not like he's sucked the past 2 years. He hasn't. He's still a solid goaltender, and when he does eventually hit free agency after his rookie contract ends, or would have ended, he'd be asking for a lot more money, I bet, than the money he just got because, salaries go up as each year goes up. And with COVID, this is the COVID era still, so money's down because teams are losing money. And he knows that, and the owners know that. So I think they got him for cheaper now than they would have paid him next year, personally.
That's true.
So I think, although it's risky because who knows what Jordan Bennington will become in, let's say, 3, 4 years, maybe he's not their goaltender of the future. But I think this is a very smart pickup because if he is, you just signed him long term, and it really isn't that much considering how much the salaries are going to increase after COVID ends and the owners start to get their money back.
Absolutely. And he's still so young. He's not even near what his prime would be. So he still has a lot of time to like
Yeah,
bounce
I'm pretty
back.
sure he's 26,
26.
27.
Yep. Still has a lot of time.
Yeah, so I mean, and he's already a Stanley Cup champion. I mean, I think he's just going to continue to get better because let's face, I don't know if this is how players think because obviously I'm not a professional athlete or anything,
Yep.
but they accomplished a team goal already. He accomplished that, and of course that's the goal every year. But I think in the back of your mind, there's a little more focus on playing as best as you can and trying to earn those individual goals, like a Vesna or a Conn Smythe even, not just the Stanley Cup, which he already won. And of course, every player wants to go and win it again.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think now there's probably a little more attention for him on the individual goals.
Yep. Yep.
Now, what do you think about the contract personally?
I think it's a very fair contract. I think it's a very fair contract for both sides, for the
Yep.
Blues and for Jordan Binnington. I think it was
Okay.
a solid contract. That's what I think about it.
No,
I think Blues fans should be happy.
very solid. And I lied, by the way. There is one more NHL topic. One more. Sorry, everyone. One more. I know. I know. No one cares about the NHL, but ESPN does. ESPN cares
Yes,
about the
sir.
NHL.
We back, baby.
Now, I'm
We
gonna be honest.
freaking back.
If this happened last year, I'd be a little upset about this. But it didn't happen last year. It happened a week ago around there. So I am happy about this. I wouldn't have been happy about this a year ago because everyone loves Doc Emmerich and his iconic calls and stuff for NBC. But he retired after the playoffs ended.
Yep.
So he's gone, which means ESPN will be the new owner, I guess, of National Hockey League streaming
Yep.
for 7 years to come, and we will finally see some NHL plays on SportsCenter's top 10. I haven't watched SportsCenter's top 10 in probably like 5 years, but still, it's just cool to know it's on there.
Yes. I'm actually very hyped about this. It's about time.
Yeah, definitely. And now ABC will also be showing 25 games in the year and half of the playoffs. So I
That's
think
good.
this just totally creates more buzz and more attention for the NHL, which I think it
Absolutely.
direly deserves because just like the MLB, they're not great with marketing. They're really not. Not
No,
like the
no.
NFL and the NBA are.
I agree. I completely agree.
Now, I don't believe the financial terms were announced yet,
I don't
but
think they were
ever
either.
since, I mean, they haven't been around. What has it been since like 2011? I
Oh
think was
God, I would
when
have to
they were
like.
last with ESPN. All
It's
right.
something
No,
rather.
no, longer than that. All right. So it's been 16 years, it says, since they were last with ESPN. So they're finally back. We will be seeing NHL hockey on ESPN and that very famous intro music that I won't be singing for you.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our final topic of the day. The Knicks and Nets are versing tonight. Currently it's halftime and the Knicks are down by 12. What's like?
What
I
else is there?
honestly expected that considering the fact they are versing the Nets.
I expected
Um,
it to be more.
okay. Well, the Nets are still
All
play
right,
with their power forward.
I know everyone loves the Knicks. I love the Knicks. The Knicks are so great, but they're nothing compared to the Nets.
What's
Come on.
nice with the Knicks?
No, it's the Knicks with the Nets. The
Okay.
Knicks are nothing. The Knicks are the Knicks are a dumpster fire team compared to the Nets.
Okay.
The Nets the Nets are like, the king, and then you got the Knicks, and they're the little peasant boy that, shines the king's shoes.
Yep.
And that's the Nets right now. The Nets are the kings.
Okay. Well, the Nets have still yet to play with their power four starting because Blake Griffin is still
Because
hurt.
Blake, all right, it's not a power four.
It,
Come on,
it, it like it is.
it's not. It's not 2014, Damian. It's not a power four. It's a power three, and then Blake Griffin's just replacing the guys that they traded to get James Harden.
I still think it's a power
It's not a
four.
power four. It's not. It's why? What has Blake Griffin done in these past 2 years that makes you think it's a power four?
No, I can tell you exactly why. He was on a bad
What?
team with no offensive production in the slightest. He was
He
getting
hasn't
no
produced
help.
anything either.
He hasn't. He was still dropping 20 points a game.
David, he's not good. He's not. You can't put him in the same conversation as Harden, Irving, and
That's
Durant. You
not what
just
I'm
can't.
doing. That's not what
You
I'm
are.
doing.
You just said the Nets have a power four. You're
That
basically
is a
saying that
power
these.
four. Are you
It's
kidding
not a
me?
power four. It's a power three. It's like that show Two and a Half Men. It's like
Oh my
three and a half.
gosh.
It's three and a half.
Okay. Well, you
It's
have your opinions and I have my opinions.
okay.
I'm just saying that
Uh-huh.
the fact that he was dropping 20 points a game on a Detroit Pistons team that was horrific in the time he was there, I'd say that's pretty freaking good.
Okay. I think
But,
for the price they got him for, it was good.
well,
But
absolutely.
I think for some reason people are overrating him a little bit now, like it's 2014 again. It's not. It's 2021. This isn't Blake Griffin anymore. This is Blake Sheldon.
Okay. Wow. That was a shot. Shots taken
He's not.
everywhere.
Yeah, sorry Blake. I like you, but you're not that great anymore. No offense. You're no James Harden.
Yeah. I just hope the Knicks can hold on to a playoff spot because I really want to see some Knicks playoff basketball because I haven't seen that since
I would love to see some Knicks playoff
what year was
basketball.
that? We haven't seen Knicks playoff basketball since I want to say 2013. It's been a long
I'm
time.
honestly, I don't remember ever watching a Knicks playoff game personally. But
I've been waiting since like fifth grade. I'm now a
yeah,
freshman in college.
yeah. It's been rough out here for Knicks fans, but I think they're starting. I know I just crapped on the Knicks a lot, but it's just because I'm comparing them to the Nets. The Knicks aren't a bad team, just compared to the Nets, they are. But compared
I
to the
agree with that.
entire NBA, no, they're not bad. But I think Knicks fans, we can finally see the little light at the end of the tunnel, and then you can sort of make out the word NBA playoffs. You can almost see it. We're almost there.
Almost there.
Except they're not.
Yeah.
They're really not. But they are. We want to think they are.
The NBA is very weird. It's very weird. It's like 45%
I
of
don't
the
know.
NBA teams are insane, and then there's the bottom 45%, which are awful, and then there's just like those like three teams that are just like
Yep.
500, and the
Yep.
Knicks are just one of those teams.
But I think they're starting to get over the hump a little bit where they're not. But I know I've said this before. I'm pretty sure I've said it on the podcast. I think it's much worse to be an average team than it is to be a rebuilding team. Because when you're rebuilding, at least you're rebuilding.
Yep.
You really don't have. I don't want to say you don't have hope, but you go into each season with the expectation. You don't have the expectations of, oh, we're gonna make playoffs. When you're a 500 team, and let's say you get a little better over the off season, but it's not something monumental. You come in, even if you don't realize it, you come into that next season with that little glimmer of hope that you're going to make playoffs. And when you don't, it stings. It stings. And Knicks fans have a habit, just like Mets fans do, of thinking every year they're going to make the playoffs. And guess what happens? They don't make the playoffs.
Yep. Well, there's only one thing to do, and guess what that is?
Hope and pray.
Besides that, it's just to wait.
What do you got?
It's just to wait. Gotta
Wait
wait
and
it out.
see.
Just wait and see.
I don't know if Knicks fans are capable of that, personally,
Well,
but let's hope so.
let's hope.
I mean, I guess we'll wait and see the conclusion of this Nets Knicks game, even though I think we all know how this one's going to end, unfortunately. My
Well,
non-biased opinion. Unfortunately, the Nets are going to win.
well,
But who knows?
I feel like
Anything
the
can
Nets
happen.
are gonna win this game, but
No,
that
yeah,
is
they will.
whatever.
They will.
All right, I think that's all the time we have for today's episode.
Oh,
Thank you.
I actually want to make one more comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Just to reference from last week, I don't have a LeBron James mentality. Okay?
He does not.
I don't. LeBron has a Liam Broderick mentality. Okay?
Okay. Now it's time to end. Okay.
No. Nah. LeBron follows in my footsteps, okay? And LeBron, just like the Knicks, LeBron and the Lakers, and no, let me scratch that. It's not LeBron and the Lakers. It's Anthony Davis and the Lakers, okay? LeBron sucks. He's old and fat. And he sucks. It's Anthony Davis and the Lakers. Lakers are nothing without Anthony Davis, personally. But Anthony Davis and the Lakers are gonna bow down to the Nets
Okay, are you done
in
yet?
the finals. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
LeBron sucks.
Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching today's podcast. Thank you very much. Thank you for either listening to Twitch or listening on the rebroadcast on YouTube. Both of our Twitters and Twitches will be
Yep.
both in the description down below.
That's right.
Please put in the comments what specific topics you want us to talk about, because we will talk about them, and we will go into depth in them and give our opinions on them.
Absolutely.
And we will definitely, absolutely. I know we said this last week, but that's because stuff popped up. We are definitely
Yep.
going to be filming another one before Friday. That's a fact.
Yep. And hopefully we have our fantasy baseball draft on Sunday. Hopefully we could try and do a live draft with you guys while we draft.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Just
I
make
didn't even
that
think of that.
just make that one episode, of just us drafting. We can try and do that. Give a little rundown of our picks as we do it.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so hopefully we can make that just a strictly Sunday fantasy baseball episode as like a little bonus episode,
Okay, so let's just Thursday,
Let's still
Wednesday,
try and shoot
Thursday,
for-
expect another
Yep.
video, and then Sunday expect a live stream.
Exactly. Yep.
We may or may
That's
not
the
put that
plan.
on the YouTube channel. We may or may not. We'll figure that out. But definitely expect a video latest Thursday night.
Definitely.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Thank you, everyone.
See ya.